Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you 3 ways that you can add some instant punch to your pluck sounds. You can do this with pretty much any synths that you're going to be using, and I'm going to be using Native Instruments Massive for my example, but again you can use anything, the same principles apply. The first tip is adding a second envelope to the cutoff. It's basic pluck sound here. So what I'm going to do is just open up the cutoff a little bit more so it sounds a little bit more punchy. Okay, so it sounds a little bit more punchy, but I want to have a little bit more control over this and not have it as long of a punch, but more of a quick, really almost instant punch that we can control with a second envelope. So if you're not familiar with Native Instruments Massive, all I've done here is I have this envelope routed to this cutoff filter. So this cutoff is opening and closing from this envelope. So we have another envelope and I'm going to throw that on the cutoff filter as well. And I'm going to turn it up a little bit. And this is what the second envelope looks like. So I have a very, very fast decay. So what's going to happen is the first envelope is going to open up the cutoff filter for a pluck sound, but the second envelope that I have here is going to push that cutoff open a little bit more for a very, very quick amount of time. Now we have a little bit more control because now we have our cutoff being opened by this filter, which we can control. But we also have this really, really quick punchiness that comes through. And that gives us just a little bit more of that crispiness that comes through without affecting the entire sound of the pluck. Let's compare both. The second tip is adding a little bit of white noise. So we're going to be using the same envelope for this, and I'm going to throw that on the amplitude of the white noise. This envelope now is controlling also the volume that is going to be being pushed from the white noise generator. So I'm going to turn the white noise generator on. I'm going to put my color all the way up because I want a really bright noise, but you can try to lower the color as well. But usually a higher, brighter white noise gives us a little bit more of a punchy sound. And then I'm going to make sure that my white noise is all the way going to the filter 1. So my filter 1 is controlling the white noise as well because I want to filter out the white noise and use this envelope to control it. It's very subtle, but it's adding a little bit of crispiness on top of that pluck. You can control it even more with another envelope. Let's go to our third envelope and we'll try to add an even quicker decay time. So again, it's very subtle, but it is adding a little bit of dynamics to that sound. The third tip is going to be adding pitch the same way that we're adding our white noise. So I'll turn the white noise off for now, and we're going to add this number 1 envelope to the pitch of our first oscillator here. And I'm going to drag that up to positive 36. So based on the envelope that we've put on it, it's going to go from the initial pitch up 3 octaves and then very quickly drop back down to our starting octave. And let's take a listen to how that sounds. Try it without and with. You can exaggerate it a little bit more by putting it up another octave. Let's turn off our reverb so we have just the dry signal. You can exaggerate the decay a little bit, but then you can start to actually hear the pitch drop a little. So very quick is the idea here. When we combine all 3 of these, we can get a pretty punchy sounding pluck that's not going to be a crazy transient. It's not going to be taking up a lot of more headroom. It's just adding a little bit of punchiness on top of the pluck sound. Definitely experiment with this. Try this out on different sounds as well. It doesn't just need to be your plucks. You can try this on your super saws. You can try this on pads and things like that. Just adding that little bit of opening up of the cutoff filter or adding a little bit of white noise or just pitch changing a little bit can just add that extra little punchiness that can really help your plucks or other instruments shine through a mix just a little bit better. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and definitely smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. Definitely also make sure to check the description for a bunch of freebies where I give out free production checklists as well as a free sample pack.